Everyone has a different method for dealing with their circumstances. And most folks' method originates from past experiences and past trauma. As a writer, you're not only creating a character, you're also serving as something of a counselor to your character. A counselor often works with a patient or client by seeking vital information in their experiences and trauma to reframe as a tactic for coping and healing. If stories are most often narratives of conflict and disruptions of status quos, you're trying to understand what a character would do during a disruption to their life and how that character would resolve that disruption. It's a speculative exercise, but you're rooting your speculation and what you imagine with truths about your character. Let's talk about truths to consider based on a conversation I had with Dr. Whitney Kleinert in a writers group meeting this past February. It's easy to consult the DSM, find a disorder, and just write a character with all of those symptoms. But that's a very superficial reading of how people deal with life. Everything that can be diagnosed, depression, anxiety, autism, exists within a spectrum and not necessarily something that fits rigidly or exactly. Another truth to remember, nature versus nurture should be nature and nurture. Many of us are predisposed to disorders, but our experiences in family and school settings bring these natural things out differently. And mental health issues can be comorbid. For instance, several people have autism spectrum disorder and ADHD. As a writer, a good understanding of psychology and using resources like the DSM can help you discover how a character would cope with a disruption. But step away from rigid definitions, and as Dr. Kleinert would argue, writing behaviors is more important than using objective definitions. Someone is more than just a word or a term, however useful it may be. Let me wrap up with 4 tips on writing a character psychology. First, start with the story you want to tell and find the right character to see in the story's fictional world. Then think, what is normal in your fictional society or in the society that you're trying to represent? And how does your character fit in or don't fit in? Everyone is weird, but does your character have difficulty in completing tasks necessary for daily life because of the way they think and feel? You also want to ask what disruptions happened to your characters before your story, and how did they handle them? What part of your character's fictional upbringing and experiences influence how they handle difficult situations? And finally, also ask, what way of seeing the world is important to your character's survival? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook.